This is something I only get to say once every Park to Prem. Today is our Champions League debut. And you know what? To mark the occasion, 2 away days. The first is against APOEL. I'm not going to pretend to know a load about the Cypriot team, nor am I going to pretend to know about the GSP. Sounds like a gun rather than a stadium, doesn't it? And after that, we are going to be heading to Leipzig, RB Leipzig, away from home. Second game of the Champions Leagues. Just in terms of the kind of other games we've got going on, AC Milan, Atletico Madrid, Basel, Besiktas, those two feel winnable. And our final 2 games are against Napoli and Lille. I don't think it's the worst draw in the world. I don't think it's super easy either. Now, since we were last here, the transfer window has slammed shut. There is one notable player who is headed out, and that is Tute. Yes, he is headed on loan to Sunderland. Hopefully, he is going to get the important first-team football that I was promised he would get. He's played 2 games through in the Championship and not set the world alight just yet. But having signed him for £8.25 million, with him being 19 years old, he needs minutes. I'm going to hope he really can kick on in the Championship. And whilst I've not made any transfers in yet, there's actually a dealing that we've already agreed. And that one player we've agreed to sign who joins in January is Nathan Osorio Silva. Yeah, joining us from Corinthians for £8.5 million. This guy, I think, is just insane value in the market. He could be an absolutely crazy centre mid for us, but actually, I think I might play him at striker. Is that too crazy? I feel like as a channel striker, like, there's literally not a better channel forward than this in the world, surely. He was actually running down his contract. It's due to expire in 6 months, and I did have to pay a little over the odds just to ensure he didn't go to Barcelona or Real Madrid, who were looking at him. No idea how he's not played for the Brazil national team yet, but yeah, it's definitely one to keep an eye on. Now, since you were last here, 4 games played, 3 in the league. 2 of those have been draws, including this one. Brentford, managed by John Terry, we could not manage to get a win. The only crumb of comfort, perhaps Ziddy, grabbing a goal in this one. And in fact, he's now up to 3 goals in the league already. Are we entering the Zidane Ziddy era? That is what I was thinking going into the game against Brighton, and then we drew 0-0. So I don't think it's his era just yet. We did have a little bit of a scare over in the Carabao Cup. We won on penalties. I fully rotated the team. In retrospect, that was maybe reckless, but you know what? We got through, so it's fine. Without a doubt, though, the best result in this recent run of games at home against Manchester United, we won 3-0. This opening goal was really, really nice. Ruiz working the play with Addons and Ryu to get inside, and I don't know, this was just a beautiful passing move, capped off by the right midfielder. And having got that early goal, we really just relaxed into things. Victor grabbed us a goal before. Not long later, he would help turn provider as Ziddy tucked away another goal to add to his collection. Great result this one, and I suppose the highest praise I can give us is that actually, it probably could have been more than 3 on another day. Victor grabbing a goal and an assist in that game against United was particularly pleasing as well. A 7.25 rating to start the year. Easy to forget, this guy is still only 18 years old. He has got a long, bright future ahead of him, hopefully wearing a Lewis FC shirt. Top goal scorer early doors is Zidane Ziddy, would you believe it? Elsewhere, Kikayo and Laudrup have 2 goals each. And behind them, well, there's a few players with a singular goal to their name, including Ingawashi, who did play in the EFL Cup. Now, we did only play Manchester United 4 days ago, but despite that, I've rested up the players, so we are at full strength for today's game. Before we worry about this game, though, it's been a long old time. Shall we go do an away day? I'm going to state the obvious here. This will be the longest away day we've done of the series so far because, well, we're heading across the continent. All the way over to Cyprus, which it has just dawned on me. I have no idea where APOEL Stadium is. I will apologise, I have just looked up and checked. It is over here. Here is the GSP Stadium next to the Liverpool FC International Academy. Now, I don't like running tracks anyway. The fact that there are multiple running tracks next to the stadium. Like, is this really necessary? As much as I'm criticising it, though, I am looking at the car parking around the ground, and whilst the satellite footage isn't the best, it's got a bloody good car park. I have no idea. Is there street view in Cyprus? Oh my word, there is. And there are a few dots around the pitch too. Okay, we're definitely in the right place. Here is the car park in all its glory. They've got a nice balance of greenery and parking spaces. Admittedly, someone does need to get a tin of paint out. They need to repaint the lines. And I believe somewhere over here is the stadium. Somewhere. Okay, this is the stadium. I noticed that there was like a stand here that has a roof for the main stadium, but it also kind of looked like it was connected to the running track. Have they got 2 stands in one here? Sadly, I've not got any conclusive Google image footage, but I have got a view of the stadium from the outside here. I mean, from this angle, it doesn't look very big, does it? Right, there's a dot in this corner. There is a dot by the running track next door, which is actually in the GSP stadium, I think. Purely because this hasn't got a running track around it. Here is the stadium in all its glory. I'm not sure what I expected. It's characterful. It's quite bright, isn't it? Apologies if you're watching in a dark room. You're probably being flashbanged. Cyprus, don't let me down. There's one dot here in the corner. If I click on it, oh, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have a view. I was sat thinking, none of the stands have roofs outside the main one. Then I realised we're in Cyprus. I don't think it rains that much in Cyprus. In terms of the view, you are quite far back, aren't you, if you're in the main stand? I'm trying to work out what's with this, like, curved wall in the corner. Why does it look like they built, like, a castle fortification in the corner here? It has the same on this side, and there's a satellite dish. It looks like something out of Star Wars. At the risk of blowing the budget all at once, I'm going on Google Earth. I was hoping there might be 3D footage of the stadium on Google Earth. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. The GSP Stadium. I don't really know what to say. I wish I could sit here and say what a memorable first away day in Europe the GSP Stadium is. It might be memorable, it will be for the wrong reasons. I'm giving it 3 out of 10. The highlight was the car park, and that was kind of it. Now, in terms of team news for today's game, Byrne and Cardozo are still coming back from their injuries, which is really, really bitterly disappointing. It does mean that Bourbray is going to play alongside Tristaru Victor. I've always called him Victor, so why have I changed it now? But yeah, they've been playing at centre mid a lot this year, so that's A-okay with me. Ziddy is going to come into the team. You'll note that he is not set to play as a false 9. I have a personalised role for him as a channel forward. I just feel like his ability in terms of pace and his lack of passing really means that as a false 9, doesn't really make sense for us. So when he plays on this right-hand side, he does play as the channel forward. He's going to be playing alongside Laudrup. And at the back, I am back with Gromman, Oliver and Ngwashi. I've given Jimenez a chance. I've given Rovas a couple of games too. And the 2 centre-backs that were, well, kind of backups in my mind are back as the backups. Yeah, we're playing the back 3 we played before. Oh, and in goal, we are playing with Minabrez. I'm going to hope that his sweeper keeper antics from last episode don't repeat themselves. I did see someone in the comments tell me he's not good as a sweeper keeper. I don't understand. I guess I kind of do, like he's got 9 acceleration, but if we do just look at him as a sweeper keeper, the notion that this guy is somehow just a terrible sweeper keeper, I can't really get behind. His performances so far, I'll hold up my hands and say they've not wowed me, but today he can do better, I'm sure. Also, in Europe, I get to fill out the bench, don't I? Oh, blooming hell, this is exciting. I'll put Cardozo on the bench. He is definitely not ready to play. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. I did not know that APOEL's full name was whatever just popped up there. I also do feel like, compared to the Premier League graphics, the Champions League graphics look a bit meh. Not sure if that's a controversial opinion. Also, this way of displaying the Champions League table is absolutely mental. I hate it. What I don't hate, though, is this. Look at it. We're here. We've arrived. It's a shame we won't see a dripping pan night under the floodlights in the Champions League. Look at all the Lewis fans that have made the pilgrimage over. Look at the Champions League ball. Oh my word, it feels very real all of a sudden. We've got our beautiful kits, the players are coming out. Ryu leading out the boys to our Champions League appearance. Well, hopefully the first in many as well. Look at us, we're here. I don't even know what else to say. I just feel emotional. Doesn't really look like Cyprus, does it, with this stadium? But who am I to judge? Okay, let's get into this game and see how we fare. APOEL are at home. I definitely feel like we go into this game as the favourites. Of all the fixtures that I saw in our schedule, I kind of look at this as the most winnable one. Failing to win here really would start us off on the back foot. Knowing that my next 3 games are against Leipzig, Milan and Atletico Madrid, yet 3 points here would be very useful. Admittedly, our start to the season in the league, as you've already seen, with the exception of that Manchester United result, hasn't been all that impressive. We've not looked quite as potent going forward, although I was going to say we're on the attack here. We've lost out possession, but it's gifted straight back to us. Gromman gives it to Victor. Ryu dinks it wide to Ruiz. Got a goal against United. Could he turn provider here? He can. He puts it on a plate for Zidane Ziddy. And we might be in the Ziddy era. I'm saying it now. Ryu, by the way, the switch of play here from the deep line playmaker was absolutely superb. Ruiz touched it down with a really deft touch. Cut inside, put it on a plate. Ziddy was never going to miss from there, was he? Having got our noses ahead in this game, APOEL having a bit of a spell of possession, although they've gifted it back to us. It's only a minute since that first goal went in. It was only our second shot, I believe, of the game. It had been a slow burn to that point. 2 goals in quick succession could be nice, though. It's Ruiz on the near side again to Ziddy again. He hits the woodwork. He could have doubled his goal tally in the Champions League. He could have doubled our lead. Hopefully we're not going to live to regret that miss. Half an hour in here. We are looking like by far and away the better team. Spyro looking to launch the ball long. The goalie, though, gifting it straight to Ngwashi, who is going to take that down with his technical ability and now look to kickstart an attack from the back. It's Ruiz, who's having a field day so far. Playing it to Simon. There's players in the middle. Simon cuts inside. Could pull the trigger. Does. Wasn't a great effort on goal in the end. Feel like we've been pretty good in this first half. Admittedly, yeah, I feel like I need another goal to feel like I can really relax. I'm sure when APOEL saw the fixtures for their Champions League campaign, they viewed this game at home as one of their best bets to get a point in the competition. With that in mind, we've got to be wary. They float the ball in, Oliver heads it away. They almost got a goal from kickoff. I am now wondering, could we go up the other end and score on the counter? Simon, wide to Ziddy, playing as that channel forward. Finds a bit of space here. Only one man to aim for in the middle. He floats it back post. Falls to Laudrup. What a pass that is. That's an insane goal. I'll tell you what, the camera angle on the cross really caught me out. I thought it was going to Sassy. Instead, it fell to Laudrup from absolutely nowhere. What was the flight on this pass? It looks so weird. It's just a big looping ball. No one goes for it. Laudrup lays it back and Victor arrives. The 18-year-old gets his first ever Champions League goal. That was the ideal way to start the second half. I guess the ideal thing now for us through the remainder of this game would be to just really press home our advantage, get a bit of confidence going, maybe even start to rotate the team if we do get another Simon Ziddy. It's 3-0. It's probably game over. Knew going into this game that expectations were going to be high, but this was an important one to do well in. Now that we've got that goal, I'm going to bring in players like David Addons and just give them some minutes. We'll bring in Jimenez at centre-back as well and just give Oliver a bit of a rest. Bordalas in for Sassy. Ruiz is having a great game. I can't take him off. But I am going to bring in Suarez with our 4th sub. Is it a bit kind of complacent to make changes this early? Maybe, but I think it's sensible. I mean, at this point, Ziddy is now on for the hat-trick. I said earlier, didn't I, about the Ziddy era? I'm starting to believe. Unfortunately, we've given away the ball there, and now suddenly, I thought for a moment we might look vulnerable on the counter. Instead, though, we've wrestled back possession. And Ngwashi giving it to Ruiz. He dinks it forward. Addons, the youngster we brought in, pulls it in. Ziddy gets a hat-trick. It's 4-0. It's game over. I would love to know what the combined distance from goal was for all of Ziddy's goals here, because I think they've all come from inside the 6-yard box. Adam flashes it in. Ziddy wins it at the near post ahead of the keeper, and yeah, what a start to the second half. Now, to be honest, with the 8 kind of game group stage setup, right, with the league, goal difference in the Champions League can really matter. Like, at the end of, the final game week, you can end up with a load of teams tied on the same points. So every goal we can get in a game like this is really important. 10 minutes left in this game. APOEL really just haven't done much in the second half. Since we've got that 4th goal, we've slowed down a little bit. But what was that? 3 goals in the space of 5 minutes to start the second half? That has really set us on our merry way. Laudrup's over a corner. I mean, look, goal difference. It's a factor in the Champions League in this big group stage format. We've nearly had another. It's hit the woodwork. Suarez can't get the shot away either. 4-0 is how this one is going to finish. One-way traffic, but a great way to win on the road. Admittedly, of all the games we have in the Champions League, this was the easiest as far as I'm concerned. Take a screenshot. We're top of the Champions League stage after 1 game week. No one can take that away from us, and another thing people can't take away from us is the £1.8 million we get in prize money just for winning a game. The money in the Champions League is absolutely absurd. Ziddy got man of the match. Give him some praise. We have got a weekend fixture against Leicester away from home, but I don't want to give you that today. Instead, I want to give you another away day and some more Champo action. We're heading to Leipzig. We're heading to the Red Bull Arena. It's a massive old game for us. Let's go do an away day. Okay, folks, away day number 2 today, and I will catch you up on that Leicester game, but I'm too excited. Let's go to Leipzig, which is here. I actually know the geography of Germany. Unlike Cyprus, admittedly, I can't remember where the stadium is. I know I've done this away day before. I feel like it was on the edge of town. I've said that with such confidence, and suddenly I've ended up at a theme park. Okay, it's not here. There can't be that many stadiums in Leipzig. There's another zoo. How many zoos does Leipzig have? Don't mind me, I've got distracted. I'm in a field in the zoo. I don't know what animals are here. This is the worst zoo ever. Oh, I've just realised the stadium is literally next to the zoo. Fair enough. Well, in that case, I'm just going to keep going around the zoo for a bit, because why not see what else is in the zoo? Okay, I'm not being funny, like, this is the worst zoo ever. Like, what is this? Wait, is this bit a park that I was clicking at, and the zoo is the bit to the right? I knew that. I've gone to Pongo Land, where there's orangutans. What other bits can we go to? Spielplatz Barenberg. Yeah, I speak German. I know you're shocked, aren't you? Oh, it's a kids' play area. This is awkward. I just want to see animals, you know? All these people, right, they're queued up to look at something over here. Can anyone see what they're actually looking at? What are we looking at, people? It's a lovely bush, isn't it? Lovely bush. Right, you know what? I've had enough of the zoo. Never liked zoos anyway. Here is the Red Bull Arena. I'm going to be honest. It looks quite nice, doesn't it, from above? And also, you got a lovely little river next door, too. Thought we'd have a little look at the stadium from afar. Did the stadium used to be an older ground and then it's been renovated within? Or was it just always like a park or something? Because the whole layout around this stadium, it's a little bit different, isn't it? Why is there a church next to the football stadium? I mean, I've got questions. I'm not going to get the answers here because no one's gone around this road here, annoyingly. This is one of the entrances to the stadium. Like, this is the river here. The stadium is the other side of this building. What is this building? This is just a very odd, unique setting for a stadium. I feel like the new stadium has been plonked over an old ground and they've kind of kept the older exterior. The entire stadium is like built into a hill. I remember doing this away day before and just being bewildered then too. Like, it's a very unique setup, isn't it, this stadium? Right, I do need to know what's gone on the pitch here. Let's have a look. Oh, this is from 2012. This is very retro. The stadium looks so different here. Did they expand the stadium? This looks tiny by comparison. Also, this seat art has now gone. I don't actually know what this stadium was used for before Leipzig moved into this ground. This stadium has got bigger, right? If we look at this now, this is in 2012. And this is it in 2022. Maybe it hasn't got bigger. I don't even know. I'm questioning everything. The stadium looks like it's been renovated, but now I'm looking at it, it does also just look the same. I'm so confused. I genuinely can't... Has it got bigger? Answers on a postcard. I mean, the stadium on the inside is a bit kind of bland, soulless, corporate. Some might argue that's apt, considering the football team. But the actual location where it's like sunk into this giant circular stadium ground thing, I don't know how to describe it, it is unique and different. Does that make it a good away day, though? I don't really know. Like, it's unique if nothing else. All I'm going to say is, pre-game, you can go for a bit of shot put, bit of javelin, bit of hammer throw, bit of tennis, do some athletics, or if you're like me, you could go for a walk to the zoo. Although, it's not actually that close to the stadium at all. The RB Arena, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I didn't see any car parking, I assume it's under the stadium, but just for the location alone and how unique it was, on the outside, I think it's earned a half-decent score. Now, speaking of half-decent scores, how about this? A 3-2 win over Leicester. I fully rotated the team. We had to come back from behind. We nearly bottled it, but Aguiar to the rescue. Yeah, he got a hat-trick in this game. First start of the season, rotated the team. Was a little bit concerning it needed a hat-trick to get us the win. That result there, though, does mean that after 6 games played of the season, we are up in third alongside Bournemouth, Brentford and Liverpool. Yeah, no one has gone on a super crazy run to start the year. In fact, only 2 teams are unbeaten, and those 2 teams who are unbeaten have only won, 4 of their 6 games in the case of Brentford, and in Tottenham's case, they just like drawing. They've got 4 draws and 2 wins so far. It is early days in the league season. It's also early days in the Champions League, but a result here would be really good to get. This is our first kind of test, I feel like, against a slightly different pedigree of opposition to, with respects, APOEL. If we can get anything from this game, I'll be pretty bloody happy. I do think, for this game, I'm going to bring Ziddy back into the team. I used my kind of preset setup 11, and in fact, you know what? I'm going with the exact same squad that played the last game. I need to bring in Ziddy, and Guashi's back in. In terms of the centre-backs in form, this is the trio. Okay, let's see how we fare. They are playing a 4-2-4. That is a system that scares me a little bit with how we like to play. That is concerning, because if they get behind our wing-backs, we could be in trouble. And if they do get behind our wing-backs early, Might have to change things up slightly. Okay, it's another night under the floodlights, a continental adventure. I am looking forward to having some home games in the Champions League. Definitely underdogs for this one, but that doesn't mean I come in expecting us to lose. I want us to put up a proper fight in this one. And Gwashi with a throw-in on the near side. I did shout some encouragement at the players within 5 minutes of the game. With shouts added back to the game, I feel like I need to use them. And having used them, we're on the attack here. Ziddy! He's got another. It's such a nice move. I hope he's onside. I think the VAR ref, or the ref had his hand to his ear. Or did he? Did he? Oh yeah, there is a VAR check ongoing. Is this one going to count? No. I thought we'd had the dream start inside the first 10 minutes. The build-up play on that goal was so nice. The intricate passing play, and the linesman's ruined it. I'm looking to blame the linesman, of course, even if he hadn't given it. VAR would have ruled it out. That said, there's another highlight right away. The offside free kick is going to be taken by Leipzig, and I suppose for their defence, that's a little warning of what we can do going forward. man, give it to Felipe. I'll tell you what, if they now go up the other end and score, I'm going to be very, very upset. Maksimovic stepping forward with the ball. Victor, already on a booking, the 18-year-old. He's an absolute nutter. He won it well, though, cleanly, and that has enabled us to go on the attack here. Ruiz tries to play it down the line to Simon. That was an overhit pass. Leipzig's goalie forced to go long. Ruiz mops up that loose ball, and we're bringing the ball forward yet again here. Ziddy. Nice build-up play. Laudrup, what a turn. What a finish. Surely that one is going to count. He squeezes it in and then it passes past Van der Voort. Laudrup has had a bit of a quiet start to this season, but you know what? On this occasion, he did superbly. The defenders have an absolute mix-up there. Rios will claim that he's put that through the defenders perfectly. I don't know what they're both doing. I'm not going to complain. It's a really good finish by the Great Dane up front. 18 minutes through this game. It's very 50-50 in terms of possession. I was about to say Leipzig haven't created anything, but then a highlight began and it was deep in our half. That said, we've wrestled back possession. It's Ruiz, well, I thought, relieving the pressure for us, but unfortunately he's run straight into triple. They've got the ball back, and that is a massive switch of play to Nusa. What a ball that is. He is holding it up. He cuts inside. Maksimovic scores. We didn't have a lead for very long, did we? This is the one weakness of our system with the two tracking wingers. If we do have turnovers of possession when we lose the ball and the opposition go direct, before those wide players drop deep out of possession, there is that space in behind. Nusa found that space. Still feel like we could have done a bit better defensively. Conceding that goal there sucks. There is a kick-off highlight, but I do fear now, with our young squad conceding that goal, is that going to just see us kind of turtle up in our shell and kind of crumble under a bit of pressure? Because we've not really played that many games in a spotlight like this. And Gwashi gives it wide to Ruiz. I mean, if we could respond immediately in the best possible way, that would be great. Laudrup in behind. I think he was offside. The assistant raised his flag. It was off target anyway. Leipzig having a lot more of the ball and a lot more shots than us. I say a lot. There's actually not many shots they've had. And in terms of the possession, whilst they're having more of it, they've not done much with it. That said, I am going to kind of heed my own warning here. Ruiz and Sassy drop deep. And then when we do have the ball, I'm going to ask them to start a little bit deeper. Just means that if we lose the ball kind of with our centre-backs, they're closer to our goal to get back into shape. Versus if I have them as wingers, they're going to be higher up the pitch initially, which can make it a bit more difficult for our defenders to pick up a pass. But it does also mean, with me now asking them to play as fullbacks, they're going to be a lot further out of position if they are set to be wingers. 8 minutes left of the half. Ziddy, who was the hero of last game and has looked good in this one, to take the free kick, whips in, the keeper tips it away. Groman, Sassy, Groman, Vidi, shoots, gives it to Laudrup. I think that was a shot, not a cross. Forgive me for doubting him. There is another VAR check, so I'm scared to celebrate. But was this a shot or a cross? I'm not sure. This one is going to count. I mean, was it even close? Do you think Ziddy shot here? Or was this the world's most powerful cross? He's absolutely blasted it in. Laudrup gets his noggin on it, and we reinstate a lead. I said last year that I thought Laudrup and Ziddy could be my starting strikers, and they weren't last year. Obviously, Laudrup really kicked on, Ziddy less so, but they're looking different gravy at the moment. They're looking really lively as a pairing. I feel like we saw glimpses of it last episode. It's coming to fruition here, and we're on the attack. Again, Simon, rocking the number 14 shirt, gives it back to Ruiz, the right back post. Sassy's there, headed, drops to Ziddy. He is going to tap in that rebound, and we're 2 goals up. I will say, not the best bit of goalkeeping by Van der Voort for them, but compared to what happened with Minabrez last episode against Chelsea, That is a tame howler, really. The keeper drops it. Ziddy, never going to miss from there. I mean, we're 3 goals up. We've only actually had 4 shots on goal. It's been one of those games where we've just taken all the chances that have come our way. Saying all of that, you know what? I'm going to big up the players. I feel like we're a young squad. We're a squad kind of playing off confidence. I need to keep that confidence high. Victor is on a booking and a 6.65 rating. I kind of feel like it's not worth the risk, so I'm just going to bring in Pierce to play at centre mid. Elsewhere, I am looking at Sassy's 6.41 rating, thinking that is a little bit concerning. Let's bring in Borderlass. I will say, of everyone in our kind of starting 11 on the regular, Sassy is the one player who, to start this year, has been a bit of a disappointment. Last year, I feel like he was a lot better for us. And this year, I don't know, the ratings aren't looking great for him. So that could be a position, left midfielder, we do need to look to address. Of course, as we've experienced in this game, one of the things I love about my left midfielders is that ability to switch to kind of full-backs or wing-backs when we need to and just drop them deeper. And that is something very difficult to recruit for. Anyway, we're on the attack here. Ziddy, Laudrup, he's on for the hat-trick. He's got the hat-trick. The linesman's not raised his flag. I think this is going to count. I'll tell you what, it is going to count. I don't know why. I was expecting VAR to pop up. He was comfortably onside, actually. The ball by Ziddy is sensational, and the number 9 with a number 9-esque finish there. Ziddy now with a goal and 2 assists. Laudrup with a hat-trick. It doesn't get much better than this, does it? Or does it? Because we're on the attack again here. Borderlass, fresh off the bench, gives it to Pierce. 2 subs link up. Rio, Borderlass could pull the trigger. Does pull the trigger. It falls to Ruiz. The keeper has finally made a save. I feel like the Leipzig fans here must be absolutely shell-shocked. 4-1 up. And since we made those changes to move the wing-backs deeper, they have really not created anything. We've completely shut them down. And there's 15 minutes left. I should make some more subs. You know what? Aguirre on for Ziddy. Let's give Ziddy a rest. Addons, the youngster, can come on for some minutes. I wanted to loan him out, but I couldn't get a loan move sorted. So with that in mind, I'm going to try and force him back into the first team. It's another good opportunity, like it was against APOEL, to give him some minutes. And I've still got one more sub. Ruiz is on a booking. You know what? I don't want him getting sent off unnecessarily. We've got big games coming up in the Champions League. But I'll tell you what, we went into today's episode knowing we were going to play 2 games on the road. I don't want to say it prematurely. I think we're going to be leaving these 2 games with 2 wins and 6 points under our belt, which in terms of our, I suppose, aim of making the knockout is a monumental step towards that. Which, well, given some of the games we've got coming up, might be for the best. Aguirre plays through Laudrup. Laudrup through again. Laudrup is tearing apart their defence, and he probably should have scored another. We do still have the corner, mind you. It's Garcia who's going to take it. Garcia, just as a little reminder, is the new man we signed on a free transfer from Chelsea. It's his debut in this game here at right mid. He drops it back to Ngwashi. Ngwashi shoots once, shoots twice. That was not far wide either. We've got an XG of almost 4, which, considering we're away from home here, is absolutely sensational. Obviously, the best way to cap it off would be with a goal or 2 more, but maybe that's me getting a little bit greedy. The clean sheet, of course, has already gone, but we still want to keep things firm at the back as Nusa turns into danger. I'll tell you what, Mitrovic scores a consolation. It was a nicely worked goal. I have said there with confidence that that goal was just a consolation. Okay, it definitely will be now, but there was still 8 minutes left, including the 3 minutes of added time, which are just going to come and go. Dominant display, an XG of 4 is absolutely sensational. Laudrup, man of the match with a hat-trick. To be fair, you know, the Leipzig fans, they're going to be familiar with Danish strikers, aren't they? Yusuf Poulsen, a bit of a legend in these parts for what he did for this club over his career. As for Laudrup, I feel like this is a legend in the making. His pace, his aerial ability, I'll tell you what, it was just too much for their defence to handle. And with those 2 results, we do find ourselves top of our Champions League group. I say our group like it's still the old format. We're top of the whole thing. There's 36 teams here. We are top dog. We have got Milan and Atleti in our next couple of games. I feel like I kind of want to do those in tomorrow's episode. You know, we're only going to have 1 first run in the Champions League. I think we should savour all the big matches we can. Plus, who doesn't fancy an away day to Madrid? Ziddy, Laudrup, I don't know. I think we might have found our new striking pair here. And the wild thing is, these 2 boys are combined 41 years old. They are just children. They are young. We could have a decade of these 2 tearing it up for us. That does excite me quite a lot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the double away day today. If you did, go down below, show some love. We're back tomorrow. More Champo action. Until then, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.